My name is Alvin. Welcome to my beginner series on learning C# on your Mac. C# has been around for many years and is a language that was developed by Microsoft. So it's a portable language, so you can actually take whatever you have written on the Mac and you can run it on Windows. Is C# a good beginner language to start learning from? To my opinion, it's a very clear and structured language and it's relatively easy to pick up. And it has a huge ecosystem around it, so whatever you need or want to program from C#, someone has probably already have a library for it. C# is a multi-purpose language which you can use to write small command line applications all the way to large complex web applications and also mobile applications. In this video, we are going to learn where and how to install the development environment for C# programs, which is called the Visual Studio for Mac. Alright, first we go to our web browser, then we navigate to Google, and we can just type in Visual Studio for Mac. Just click on the first link, and there is a blue button that says download Visual Studio for Mac. Click on it. So take the survey. No, thank you. You can just click on save as for me and just save it to somewhere. Alright. No thanks. So just give it a while. Okay, and it's done. Now we are going to start installing. Go to the location where you have downloaded your DMG file for Mac and then just double click on it. So your Mac will start to open the DMG file. And just click on this Install Visual Studio for Mac button. So, okay, it's verifying again. So press open. And it's warming up the registers and you are starting the installation process. So this will take a while. I'm going to pause the video here when it starts installing. So just click on done and then you will have it installed.
A few moments later.
Okay, now that Visual Studio is installed, just double click on Visual Studio and you'll be greeted with this Visual Studio for Mac screen. So to start on our project, just click on New Project. Scroll down on the left until you see a .NET Core. Click on App. And we are going to do a console application. So press Next. We are fine with .NET Core 2.1. Okay, for the project name, let's call it Lesson 1 Variables. Alright. So click on create. Okay, as you can see from my screen, Visual Studio has generated some code. We will go through this code line by line in further lessons. So for now, let's actually run the application and see what it does. On the top left hand corner, press on the play button. Terminal will pop up and it shows hello world. Okay, now what have we learned from this little piece of code here? So we learned that console.writeLine is actually a command to print this line or this string onto your terminal, which is the black box just now. If we actually change this string, for example, hello Alvin, how are you doing today? We save it and then we press play again. It shows, "Hello Alvin, how are you doing today?" Okay, great. So can we print 2 lines of text? Very simple. Just copy and paste this. And then let's type something. "How are you doing today? Today is a sunny day." Okay, so in C#, every line of code usually will end with a semicolon. So if you don't put a semicolon, you actually see a squiggly red line that tells you, please put a semicolon. Now just put a semicolon there, and as usual, save it and play. So what happens? You can actually see 2 lines of code now. "Hello Alvin, how are you doing today? Today is a sunny day." Alright, fantastic. Now that we know how to actually put text onto our screen, let's move on to our first lesson, which is variables. So variables are like boxes, right? So you can actually put things into boxes. Now boxes comes in different shapes and sizes. Some are square, some are rectangular, some are circular. So same thing like C#, variables can have different types too. There are integers, which we can put numbers into them. There are also string variables, where we can put text into them. Let's try an example. I'm going to initialize a variable called a, and we are going to assign the number 5 to this variable. To initialize a new variable, we just type int to tell C# is an integer. What is the variable name that we want? Our variable name will be a, and we want the number 5 to be assigned to a. So we could put equals to 5. Remember what we always put at the end of each of our statements? Yep, it's a semicolon. Okay, so what do we have here? So our code says int a equals to 5, which means that we are initializing an integer called a, and we are assigning a value of 5 to a. Let's try another variable. Let's say we want a variable called b, and the value of b will be 10. Then we write int b equals to 10. Now, I'm going to give you a little exercise. What if I want a variable called c, and I want c to have a value of 8? What will you do? I'm going to give you some time. You can work on it. Did you manage to get it? So let's work on this together. We are going to assign a variable c with the value 8. We're going to type int c equals to 8. Great job. Now we have 3 variables a, b, and c, and all 3 are integers. That's why we can assign them numbers, which you can see are highlighted in green color. Okay, so this is the end of the first lesson in our series on learning C#. We are going to continue this lesson on the next video, where we're going to learn strings and how to actually join strings together to form a larger sentence. Okay, see you in the next video.